The same problem returns, but last time's answer fails now. You call it consistency. It may be pride. Marcus changed when truth corrected him. David faced the same enemy twice and asked again before he moved. Success creates a particular confusion. You found the right words, chose the right response, followed the right path, and the danger passed. Because the result was real, the method feels sacred. Then the moment changes. People and stakes change. Yet you return to the old answer, not because you have tested it, but because questioning it feels like questioning the person you were when it first succeeded. What worked before may have been wise, but wisdom is not loyalty to a method after the moment that formed it has passed. A tool can be good, yet wrong for the work before you. A person can be steady in principle and still change direction. That is difficult because consistency often looks honorable from a distance. It can sound like strength to say, "This is how I have always done it." One question remains. Have you remained faithful to what is right? Or have you remained faithful to the comfort of being familiar with yourself? First, what has actually changed? Not what do you wish had changed. What is true now? The same words may land differently. The same habit may no longer serve. The same silence may no longer be restraint. It may have become avoidance. See the present moment before you borrow a solution from the past. There is a difference between restlessness and re-inquiry. Restlessness changes direction because it cannot bear discomfort. Re-inquiry changes direction because it has faced reality. Restlessness abandons responsibility. Re-inquiry accepts responsibility with clearer eyes. Marcus Aurelius knew that distinction. He did not measure character by whether a person could defend every earlier judgment. He measured it by whether the mind remained answerable to truth. He wrote that if shown wrong, he would gladly change. The injury, for Marcus, was not correction. The injury was remaining in error, because ignorance or self-protection had become more important than truth. Marcus does not invite us to chase novelty. He does not ask us to abandon a difficult duty whenever it stops rewarding us. He asks something harder. Let truth correct you. Let evidence expose the limits of your first judgment. Let justice, rather than wounded pride, decide whether your course must change. For Marcus, changing a judgment is not instability. It is fidelity to reason when reality has corrected it. A past conclusion does not become sacred because it was yours. It remains worthy only while it remains answerable to truth. David gives that principle a different kind of weight. After David was made king, the Philistines came into Rephaim. David did not rush out under memory or reputation. He inquired of the Lord. The answer came, "Go." David went, and the enemy was driven back. They came again. The same enemy returned. The same valley lay before him. Repeating the answer that brought victory would have been easy. David did not make the first victory a permanent command. He inquired again. This time, the instruction was different. He was not to attack from the front. He was to circle behind, wait, and move by another route. David's strength was not a method that could never fail. Success had not made him self-sufficient. That story does not promise every decision a private map, nor does it permit avoidance while waiting for perfect certainty. David had a duty. He still had to move, but he refused to confuse a former answer with a present one. Marcus and David do not leave us with an admiration for discernment. They bring us to the second question: what truth are you avoiding? Perhaps the old method protects you from admitting that you were mistaken. Perhaps it keeps you from a needed conversation, a harder act of courage, a confession, or a return to a duty you have delayed. The familiar answer can feel safe because it asks nothing new of you, but safety is not always honesty. Then comes the third question: what remains yours to do? You may not control the outcome. You may not know every consequence. Yet justice still matters. Truth still matters. Faithfulness still matters. Changing direction does not mean becoming unrooted. It means carrying the same governing principles into a moment that no longer permits the old route. This is where Marcus and David meet without becoming the same. Marcus teaches the humility to receive correction when truth exposes an error. David shows the faithfulness to ask again when circumstances return in a different form. One guards the mind from stubbornness. The other guards the soul from treating success as an idol. You do not need to despise yesterday's answer. It may have carried you through a real danger. Give thanks for what was wise in its moment. But do not worship the road that brought you here. A past victory cannot govern every decision that follows. The formed soul learns to say, I will not cling to an error because it once looked like strength. I will not make a past success my measure of what faithfulness requires now. I will receive correction. I will ask again. And when the next right act becomes clear, I will move. Yesterday's victory may deserve gratitude. It does not deserve worship. Which old answer are you still repeating? Share it below. Subscribe to the Principal Forge. New videos weekly. Step into the forge.